Okay, and of course, as usual, we start in Cirrus Station. Like one of the reasons why we like to start, one of the reasons to start here, kind of gives the runners a chance to figure what they're doing as they're going ahead and thinking about the rows that they've been given and what are they going to pair them with. And I'm going to go ahead and start talking about what they've given each other, even though we don't quite see the bingo card yet. So let's see. Azder is given Nightwolf row 2, which we'll see in a second, which includes the wreck ship reserve tank. So that means he has to get high speed booster. 35 plus power bombs. That's a lot of power bombs. When you consider 2 of them are in lower Norfair, it's a nasty one to have to worry about. Which ones do you skip? He has to defeat Dragon, so he's going to want to get Gravity Suit. He's got to skip those high jump boots like we were talking about before, and you only can collect one of Wave Beam or Charge Beam. Let's see. Nightwolf has given a diagonal, bottom left to top right, so that's 25 plus power bombs. Collect Spring Ball and skip Ice Beam, which, basically means he'll have to pick up Grapple Beam. So that's kind of a euphemism for pick up Grapple and kill Croc. Finish in the wreck ship energy tank room. He also has to skip those high jump boots, and he has to pick up 9 plus energy tank. That's a lot of energy tank collection, and we do see the bingo card on the board now. All right, as we head down to the planet. No surprise that both runners wanted to give the other one that skip high jump boots. That's never any fun. No one ever wants to skip those high jump boots. Okay. As you're already a little bit ahead, and don't discount those 9 plus energy tanks. There's the energy tanks situated all over the place. He's not going to want to go to lower Norfair, so that's 2 energy tanks that I'm going to rule out right now. He's going to pick up one for free. He has to finish in the wreck ship energy tank room, so he really only needs to route in 8 of them because he can get that 9th one in the wreck ship energy tank room. He does have to go all the way over to Spring Ball, so I expect we'll see a little bit of wreck ship from him. Nightwolf, on the other hand, has to get that wreck ship reserve, so he's going to have to go down first, trying to get that wreck ship reserve without having speed booster. Well, he can't do it. As far as I know, there's no major glitch related to doing that. So, fortunately, he can get both suits if he wants to. So he can go down and kill Kraid, get that various suit, so he can go over and get that speed booster before heading back up. Interesting to figure out which ones they will pair that with. For Azder, he has to defeat Dragon. No, Azder's got the diagonal. I was looking at that column 3, but that's a lot of super missile pickups. He may not want to do that. Column 2, a lot of missile picks up. The 8 energy tanks is free. He's already doing Flex Spring Ball. All the Brinstar super missiles. That might be an okay one for him to try. Whatever I would do, I would probably try to avoid lower Norfair. I know when I do these things, I kind of think of 3 different areas that are not always guaranteed that you have to go to. The wreck ship, Meridia, and lower Norfair, and to some extent Crocomire. Trying to avoid at least one of those areas, I think, is always a really good idea. So both of their given row and diagonal doesn't need anything down in lower Norfair, so they're going to want to try and make sure they pair them with something that involves something that does not involve anything in lower Norfair. Okay, as you're about to get to his bomb chorizo fight, Nightwolf shortly behind. Wants to avoid taking any energy hits so that he only gets missiles on these drops. And finishes up very, very quickly. See how Nightwolf does on the bomb chorizo fight. Or he's taking a little bit of a hit, so he's going to get a lot of health drops there. Nightwolf is like me. We both play a lot of randomizers, so sometimes having to fight BT in the vanilla way is just not something we have to do very often. So on the rare occasion we fight BT, we typically have super missiles. All right, there's an energy tank. The easiest to get an energy tank for azder. Actually, that one's harder to skip than it is to pick up. Okay, so now we're going to see the mock ball into the early supers. So the question about supers on BT, yeah, in a randomizer situation, it's fairly common to get super missiles before you fight BT if you have to fight BT. There's no way to, as far as I know, there's no inbounds way, or sorry, no major glitches way to do that in the vanilla game. Since you need those bombs for progression, and you can't get the super missiles without having bombs. Azzer just picks up the super missiles. It tells me he's not going to go for column 2, which would have been an okay column. Pairs well in some ways, but it's extra power bombs, so maybe doesn't want to do that. Because it's fairly easy to pick up 40 Brinstar missiles right away. As if you just pick up all the ones on your way, you can get all 40 of them very quickly. I see a call for column 4. Because he plasma beam he could do. He has to defeat Dragon, so that wouldn't be too bad. So a pair up of column 3 with row 2 wouldn't be a terrible idea. Yeah, so the given rows, azder's forced row 2 on Nightwolf, and Nightwolf has forced the diagonal bottom left to top right on azder. That should be... Yeah, I don't know why we don't have the arrows there for that, but I'll just have to keep reminding you of what rows and diagonals were given. The main thing you notice here is they wanted to get those skip high jump boots to the other foot runner, which is no surprise because this game without high jump boots is there are definitely things you miss. And again, not being a randomizer, there are certain changes to the game that allow easier setups of getting up places without high jump boots, because in randomizer you're not guaranteed bombs. In those places in this version, they will have to use bombs. Okay. Azder's gonna go straight to Kraid. Thought maybe he'd go up first, given that he has to do Meridia stuff. He's gonna need that. Getting Spring Ball, there is a setup for getting Spring Ball without Gravity Suit, but I do believe it involves at the very least Space Jump. So, and if anyone knows how, it wouldn't surprise me if Azder knows how to do it, knows what items you need for it. It comes up in the combo randomizer with a link to the past every once in a while, but I don't know. I can't say I see him trying to do that. Nightwolf picking up a lot of missiles. I wonder if he's going for those 40 Brinstar missiles. I did not see if he picked up the extra Brinstar missiles in the reserve area, in the sorry, the early supers area. That would, yeah, that would be row one or column two. It's always nice to be able to. Um, yeah, I don't think he could. I think he's already picked up charge beam, so that would indicate he's not going to do row one. Okay, he did skip charge beam. Okay. So one thing that Nightwolf could do here, he could actually super missile all these little Ripper guys. Actually, it looks like he's going to give up on going up Red Tower. Okay, Azure's going to pick up this energy tank. He needs as many energy tanks as he can get. So that might be as much of a reason for killing Kraid as anything else, picking up that energy tank. And since he doesn't have any suit restrictions, he can freely pick up the Varia suit. Okay, Nightwolf now going to go into his Kraid fight. Okay, Azure's going to pick up this energy tank and hopefully just leave, because he can't pick up those high jump boots, and there's no reason for him to pick up the missiles. Okay, and he does just leave. And he's going to probably make his way over to Bubble Mountain, I suspect. And this is where it's a little bit different than what you're probably used to seeing. You'll see this in a low percent race or a low percent run. Right here, you have to bomb jump to get up. He does it very nicely with double bomb jumping. In the randomizers, that room is changed so you can get up there without high jump boots, but not in the regular game. Another one of those reasons why we like to have those high jump boots. Meanwhile, Nightwolf in his Kraid fight. See if he can get a nice quick kill as well. And Kraid is down. And there's a few ways you can get up here. So Azure's going for the right side wall jump climb. You can run through the door from the save room to get yourself enough momentum to do the wall jump up there. He could have gotten his ice beam ahead of time and use some ice beam strats there. And of course, the way we don't want to do is to go the vanilla way, the way the casual player would go the first time you play this game. There is a route that gets you up to this side. It's the intended path. Normally you'll see it from the other direction, as in new route runners will go that way to get to Lower Norfair. Okay, Azure's going to pick up his speed booster. He has nothing that says he can't get it, and it's going to be very useful. Oh, good, we got the arrows in there now. Excellent. Okay, let's see what he's doing next. Let's see if he picks up that wave beam, because that column 4 would be a possibility if he does that. Okay, Nightwolf leaving Kraid's lair. That missile is another one of those ones where it's just almost easier to pick up. it doesn't lose you the full 7 seconds because the amount of time it takes to just void it. So Nightwolf also going to pick up his energy tank and hopefully leave without those high jump boots. Because if you pick up the item you're not supposed to pick up, it is a reset. You have to start over. God does decide to pick up the extra missiles. Where you go? Oh, he didn't kill the gamer or the Nova or whatever that enemy is. Okay, Asher's got his wave beam. Let's see where he goes next. One of the energy tanks he could choose to get is the Croc energy tank, although I suspect that's one you would skip. Let's see if he does. Oh, maybe he's going to go that direction. He could also get a power bomb there, so that might be worth to get those 2 items. I doubt he's going to actually, come to think of it, he's going to want to get that grapple beam. Collect Spring Ball and skip Ice Beam. Actually, that's a pretty deceptively nasty square because he won't have high jump boots. So he's going to need to use Grapple Beam, and one choice would be to do a Crystal Flash Clip. I don't know how proficient Azure is in doing that. I'm pretty certain he can do it if he wants to. But the typical thing you would do here is you would get Grapple Beam to get up there. But without high jump boots, you're going to want to either pick up Space Jump to get up there, or there's a few really dumb ways to get up there with like bomb jumps or a gravity jump. He won't have Spring Ball jump available because, of course, he won't have Spring Ball. And so it is doable without space or high jump, but it is a much more difficult thing to do. And you can X-ray climb it. So I suspect he's probably going to want to kill Dragon just to be able to do that. So picking up Grapple Beam makes a lot of sense here, especially, yeah. Technically, he doesn't need Grapple, but without Grapple, his only choice would be Crystal Flash Clip, as far as I know, and I'm guessing he'd just rather pick up Grapple Beam. That's the one nice thing about doing it as with the Ice Clip is with the Ice Clip, you don't need high jump boots. You don't need Space Jump. You can do it without. Okay, picks up the Power Bomb pack. That'll be part of his 25 required Power Bombs. Meanwhile, Nightwolf looks like he's going to pick up that Speed Booster, which for him is required because he has to get that Wreck Ship Reserve Tank, and there's no way to get that without. Ooh, Azure just missing that jump, so he's going to back it up with his bomb jumps. Yeah, that jump is a lot more precise without high jump boots. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the bomb jumps. But eventually gets a very nice double bomb jump going and is it able to get a grapple beam? And let's see if, yeah, Nightwolf can only pick up one of Wave Beam or Charge, and since he didn't pick up Charge Beam, looks like he is going to pick up that Wave Beam. Asher going to go ahead and wall jump his way up. And he should be done with Norfair. Actually, I think he'll be done with Norfair, period. I don't see any reason why he'd come back here after this. And it's like I say, he does not need to do any of Lower Norfair. Okay, Nightwolf with his Wave Beam. It may very well be they're both going to go for that 4th column. We can go ahead and mark the other Wave Beam, thank you. And shout outs to Pizza, our tracker. so far doing a wonderful job. And I would expect nothing less. Okay, Azur's gonna head up. Probably go to the wreck ship first. He's gonna have to do a little bit of energy tank pickup. He needs to pick up 9 total. There are 3 in Brinstar. 3 more in Brinstar that he can actually 4 more in Brinstar. So we'll see if he decides to route through Brinstar. He could also go to. There's 2 in Meridia that are pretty much on his way. And there's also the Gauntlet E-Tank. And he'll finish at the wreck ship E-Tank. So I fully expect that'll be his 9th energy tank. So it'll be interesting to see how he routes in these E-Tanks. Oh, okay. I think Azur's going to do something pretty cool here. Do a little short charge here to get up this room. Yeah, he gets the charge. Nicely done. Without high jump boots, your options are ice beam or bomb jumping. And since Azur didn't pick up the ice beam, his other options pretty much was bomb jumping. And if you can do the short charge instead, then that's much cooler. Nightwolf now going to fight Croc. There's nothing in his row that says he needs to do this. He probably maybe he wants the E-Tank. If he's... Yeah, I'm actually trying to figure out what this does for Nightwolf. It gets him a power bomb. He does need 35 of them, so that's probably what he's going for. The E-Tank's nice too. There's no reason for him to pick up Grapple Beam unless he wants to use it for Defeat Dragon. He's having a little bit of trouble. Now, keep in mind, he does not have Charge Beam. So this is a ammo-only Croc kill. And that is no fun at all. His ammo's already pretty low. You see him farming some. Every time that you don't push Croc back, it just gets much, much more dangerous. So let's see if he can get through this. This is where I might have gone for the Charge Beam and might not have gone for the Wave Beam and done something else. Or if I was planning on going to Croc, I might have just said, I'm just not going to bother with Croc till I have a lot more ammo. Or picked up a lot more ammo. Okay, Azur's going to pick up the back door of the Spore Spawn Supers. Finds one of the many right spots you can shoot from to get that trick. And is going to pick up those super missiles. And yeah, it looks like he may be going for those 30 plus supers. So that'll give him 10 right now, I believe. Criteria supers are pretty good routing for him to get another pack. There are 2 in the wreck ship. And there's several places in Meridia that he can get super missiles, so... As you're going to pick up the energy tank here at the wave gate. And that gives him 6 energy tanks. So he'll need 3 more. And at this point, they're pretty much on the way for him. He can pick up 2 in Meridia. One is completely on the way. And the other that is... one that's completely on the way, and the other one that's not far out of the way at Mama Turtle. And yeah, I see some people in chat talking about row 1 for Nightwolf. The biggest reason not to do row 1 is that it doesn't have any overlap with his given row. But there's nothing there that he can't do. I haven't been paying attention to see if he's gotten all the Brinstar missiles. He's got Grapple Beam, he's skipped Charge Beam, so we can go ahead and mark that one. Criteria Power Bomb goes with his 35 plus Power Bombs. He's probably going to pick that up anyway. The worst part of that one is that he'd have to get the 9 plus energy tanks. And we see as you're picking up some Power Bombs over at the Mission Impossible room. that gives him 10 power bombs. And I think he's gonna go up. No. I thought maybe he'd go up through the climb. You can get a power bomb pack and get a super pack. But no, he's just gonna go over towards the red tower and probably gonna go up from there. Nightwolf picking up his grapple beam. As you're needing just 25 power bombs, I believe he's got 10 right now. He's gonna get 2 more right here. And there is a power bomb pack in one of the sand pits, and maybe he'll, since he has to go to Shack Tool anyway, maybe he's just gonna route in that power bomb for his last one. And as you're already saying that he routed this poorly in chat, so I don't know if I agree with you yet, Azure, but we'll see what you're gonna. Depends on what you do next, I suppose. Okay, Nightwolf finished up with Croc. Another interesting column I'm going to point out for Nightwolf. He could do column 3. Defeating Dragon is something he already has to do. Finishing the wreck ship energy tank room is maybe not his first choice, but definitely doable. He doesn't have a finish in square that goes against that. He would have to then hit all the Brinstar energy recharge stations. One of which he's actually fairly near. He could have gone to it at Kraid. The other ones being the Sloater's refill and the one the Decor pit. And he does have speed booster to do that, so that would be an option if he wants to go back and hit that Kraid recharge station. I think we're going to see the criteria power bombs from Azder. If he chooses to do that column, that 4th column, he needs to get it anyway. And I think that'll give him, let's see, that'll give him his 25th power bomb. He's got 20 right now, so that'll be 2 squares at the same time once he picks that up. All right, so that's 25 power bombs for Azder and the criteria power bomb. That tells me he's going to go for that column. And we're going to head over to the wreck ship. Yeah, and I think I talked a little bit about the possibility of doing some suitless shenanigans in order to do this. Without high jump boots, that's virtually impossible. Yeah, you have to be... There are ways to do it, but no. Okay, so the question in chat has come up, why is it called anti-bingo? What that means is you have to choose a row, column, or diagonal for your opponent, but also you choose one for yourself. So the anti part is the choosing one for your opponent. So as you're having to do the bottom left to top right diagonal as chosen by Nightwolf, and Nightwolf has to do row 2 as chosen by Azder. The decision as to what the other column, row, or diagonal they complete is totally up to the runner, and they can change their minds as many times as they want, so long as in the end they do finish. And as you're going into what should be a much safer Fantoon fight than he's really used to. So he's got, even with, I know he does new route, so he'd normally be in here with 1 energy tank and no suits. He's got various suits. He's got 4 energy tanks. He's got charge beam to do X factors, charge wave. And it looks like he's setting up to do some X factors since he's got those power bombs selected. And very nicely done on the X factors. Ah, Nightwolf is yeah, I don't know if he's listening in, but he is going back for that recharge station. So maybe he's going to do that column 3. And note, you don't actually have to hit the actual. You only have to enter the room. You don't have to actually refill. And a very nice, that was like a 2-round fight for Azder. I mean, it was a blink and you miss it. Very nicely done. I suspect he will pick up both of these supers. That'll put him at 20. He needs 30 if he's choosing to do column 4. He needs 30. But there are two very easy spots in Meridia for him to pick up supers. 3 total spots in Meridia, so I suspect he'll route those in. The crab supers, you're in that room already. Well, I mean, technically it's the next room over, but you're right there. And then the aqueduct supers are a very quick pickup, so I suspect he'll pick those up. His question is visiting all the recharge and backtracking to wreck ship E-tank easier than 30. It's questionable. The problem with that wreck ship energy tank is that you have to finish there. So that is quite the backtrack. Plus, the recharge stations, they're not that far out of the way. He's got to pick up 35 power bombs, so part of his cleanup is going to be going back through Brinstar, because there are 25 power bombs in Brinstar, 3 of which are in the main green and pink areas. Yeah, I'm not sure what. Yeah, Nightwolf looks like he was waiting for something. And Plasma's not that bad because. Plasma wouldn't be that. Yeah, he'd also have to get Plasma in that situation if he were to do the other one. So it'd be 30 supers plus getting Plasma Beam. I mean, I suppose he could kill Ridley, but there's no good reason for him to be in Lower Norfair except to kill Ridley, and considering that square is an either or. As you're pointing out, it's been a while since he's done KPDR, the so-called old route. As he recently unveiled the new route in the 2018 Any% tournament. Nightwolf's a very nice mock ball, although if you're going for the recharge, you might as well just get it there. He's going to go down here, probably pick up power bombs, since he needs 35 of them. Azder with his gravity suit. You can also get an E-tank here, which is never a bad thing. He's not going to pick up the super missile. I expect we'll see Azder head down to Meridia. Okay, Nightwolf picking up that power bomb at Edakun's. Gets the mock ball out, so he doesn't have to fall down and wall jump again. Looks like Nightwolf wants a little extra safety, getting an energy tank over here. And as you're heading into Meridia. And again, I'm going to point this out again. He's probably going to go ahead and kill Dragon here, pick up that space jump. Technically does not have to, but because he can't use the ice beam to clip into the spring ball room and collect that spring ball, he, in order to get up into that little hole that's created by the grapple beam, without high jump boots, you can't get up there without doing some weird shenanigans. There are 4 ways that I know of to do it. One way is off the table because it uses spring ball jumping, and it would only be effective in a randomizer situation. The other way is being an X-ray climb. He didn't pick up X-ray. Bomb jumping or doing a gravity jump in there, both of which are possible, but very, very difficult. So for him, the better bet is probably just as fast to just go ahead and kill Dragon, unless you're really good at one of those methods and practiced it a lot. He's gonna picked up the crab supers, pick up these aqueduct supers. That should put him at the 30 plus supers he needs. So we can go ahead and mark the 30 plus supers on the card. Nightwolf looking longingly at that charge beam. I guess he's going to pick up the energy tank at Waterway here. Maybe he is going to go for that row 1. Very nice start with the X Factor. And managed to salvage a nice 1 round there after missing a couple of those supers. And he's up to 7 energy tanks. He did not pick up the Mama Turtle energy tank, so he's going to have to get 1 more somewhere before he finishes this off. I don't know if that was on purpose. It won't be too hard to reroute that in. He does need to end with 9, and my assumption is that his 9th one will be the wreck ship energy tank. Okay, Nightwolf is going to go over to the Blue Brinstar area. There's a power bomb pack there he can pick up. And let's see what looks like. Azur's going to do basically the any % strat with the speed booster. This is a little bit more difficult when you don't have high jump boost, so he's going to switch over to the grapple. And does he get the quick kill? He gets the quick grapple kill. Very nicely done. Okay, so he picks up that space jump. That'll make his life a lot easier when he goes to pick up that spring ball. Let's see what order he chooses to do things in. I do expect him to go pick up that plasma beam. I had thought that maybe he would do spring ball and then get the plasma beam and then make his way back, going backwards through the Forgotten Highway. But I'm guessing he's still got to route in 1 more energy tank, so that may not be what he was planning. And it is supposed to be faster, even from plasma beam, to go to the wreck ship the other way. But since where you want to go is the back of the wreck ship, that may not be true anymore. So I'll have to ask him about that. Okay, Nightwolf picking up another power bomb. I'm not sure where that puts him on the power bomb count. He should be getting pretty close. And he may still be going for those. Yeah, it looks like Pizza, our tracker. Again, shout outs to Pizza for tracking this for us. Says he's got the either. Well, it's got to be the 40 Brinstar missiles. I guess it could be the 25. No, because he hasn't done Gauntlet or anything. It's definitely the 40 Brinstar missiles. Okay, let's see. Where is Azure going? He's going to go back and get that Mama Turtle E-Tank, it looks like. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense now. Maybe he just forgot about the E-Tank on his way up. I don't know. But he can pick it up now. He can head over to Spring Ball from the side. And then go up the toilet to Plasma Beam and then work his way back. Yeah, in the process, he picks up the 8+ energy tanks. Not that that really does much good for him. Okay, so this will take him over to Spring Ball, and that Space Jump will just make it easier to get there. It'll make it easier to get up there. Nightwolf looks like he's headed first. Yeah, I suspect he'll get that Criteria Power Bomb. And this will tell us how many Power Bombs he has. Asher asked if he has 30 supers. I'm pretty certain you do. Let's go over it for a second. You got the early supers, Spore Spawn supers, Wreck Ship supers, so that's 10. So that's a total of 20. Crab supers and Aqueduct supers, that tells me it's 30. So unless you skipped one of those while I wasn't looking, and I'm pretty certain I saw you go to all those, yeah 30 supers. You could do it. Some runners like to do is they'll go back to the ship or they'll farm somewhere just to verify after they've not done, which is perfectly allowed. Okay, Nightwolf picking up his Criteria Power Bombs. That puts him at 35 Power Bombs. So he's got both of those squares now. The 35 Power Bombs and the Criteria Power Bombs. And he maybe is going for that, right? I think he is going for that row too. He has to defeat Dragon anyway. So he's going to still has to go beat Fantoon because he needs to get that Wreck Ship Reserve tank. Okay, that's Spring Ball for Azder. All he has to do now is go back to the Wreck Ship energy tank room and get the Plasma Beam. And we get some more questions about this. The double anti-bingo, again, refers to you get to choose, you do one row, column, diagonal of your choosing, and you have to do one row, column, or diagonal of your opponent's choosing. And we see marked here with the arrows, the green arrow indicating the diagonal that Nightwolf has forced on Azder, so that would be the bottom left, top right. And the purple arrow indicating the row that Azder forced on Nightwolf, that would be row 2. And Azur's pretty close to finishing. He's just going to pick up this Plasma Beam. Another reason to pick up the Space Jump is to get out of this room. He has bombs, so he can get out of the room without Space Jump. This will make it easier. Now. Okay, so he's going to pick up that Plasma Beam. He lays that power bomb. Some of the space pirates, in particular the ones on the walls, are vulnerable to power bombs. Most of them are not, so he's going to have to kill the rest of them with the Plasma Beam. There's only a handful of ways to kill these. You have to either use Plasma, Screw Attack, Pseudo Screw. You can use Speed Booster. There's some, which are, two of the more obscure ways, the Pseudo Screw and the Speed Booster. Well, he's got his plasma beam. All he has to do now is get to that wreck ship energy tank, and that'll be it for Azder. Nightwolf, in the meantime, is going after his Fantoon fight. And this should be a fairly safe fight for Nightwolf. His energy totals match about what you'd have in a typical any percent run for old route. And these rippers tending to be a little bit annoying, so it looks like Azder's just going to powerbomb out of the way. Okay, Nightwolf's still working on Fantoon. Fantoon being... Yep, and there he's dead. It looked like... From there I thought that super missed, but... Azder, like I said, just has to get to this last E-tank. And once he lands on that E-tank, he will be done. And Azder finishing up with an official SRL time of 47:16. GG to Azder. Nightwolf looks like he's going to keep going, so that's good. And it looks like Azder is going to go ahead and join us for an interview.
Test. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
GG.
Thank you.
Okay, so I gotta ask you. You said in chat that your routing was already poor. I gotta ask you, what did you think was poor? But I thought your routing was pretty good, to be honest. So.
I should have gotten gravity and then done the regular hundo loop into Star.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, and
actually, that was basically it. It wasn't too bad otherwise, but I feel like I don't know if I picked the best row.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could skip the whole crate thing, but you did need 9 E-tanks, so at least it allows you to get that one extra E-tank.
I was looking at row 3. I really should have done that instead, I think.